Hey, race fans! Welcome to Centerview Speedway. It's our second night, and it's total madness. I'm telling you, Connie's got so many cars in her pit. We had to take the parking lot in turns 3 and 4. We had to rope it off. I called Doctor. Jeez, okay. Hey, I called Sheriff Boyd, county sheriff. I said, hey, our securities, we can really use some help, and we can negotiate the money later. Connie will pay you. Could you send us some help? I mean, our security's stretched to the limits. Well, oh my gosh, it's terrible. I mean, not terrible, but my gosh, can you believe it? I'm telling you, that other track, they probably not better than even turn their lights on. Anyhow, ain't that amazing? Ain't that amazing? That just goes to show you. If you treat people the way you want to be treated and you treat people fair, this is what happens, okay? But we got such a mess here. By the way, the fire thing, I wired that up direct. I unhooked from the breaker. I hooked her up there direct. Emma was having a fit. I said, calm down, Emma, calm down. Calm down, sit down, take a break. See, Emma reminds me of my Grandma Lovey. I'm telling you. I mean, if they could be sisters. I said, just sit down, relax. I got this. I got rubber boots on, Dave. I'm taking every safety precaution. I'm working. I don't want to be grounded. I'll hook that baby up. I got her hooked up, and then I took another safety precaution. I don't know. The fryer could be all messed up. Maybe that's messing everything up. So I just stayed there for about 15, and I scientifically checked it. I grabbed the wire, it's got coating on it. I grabbed the wire, okay, and all right. And I kind of keep me Emma calm, keeping everything going. And then I went back in about 15 minutes and I touched that wire, grabbed that wire. Yeah, it's the breaker. It's not the fryer. And this week, our electrician, I don't know if I can mention his name. Anyway, he came in, and with help of, I think there was at least 7 drivers, at least, who are electricians by trade. And Toby, he told them what to do and where to run the wire. And he put this big electrical box in. Oh my God. And I said, hey, you better, you got a lot of money wrapped up here, man. You got these boxes, you got all this wire, you got all this stuff. You better go over to Connie and get some money, And Toby told me, he says, yeah, I don't, I said, no, you got a family feed. You got stuff going on. You got a fortune in my concession stand. I said, you get over to Connie and get some money. Now, I said, she's going to pray. I'm going to tell you, because she don't even know you're here. Okay. Anyway, that's enough of that. Hey, for you new listeners, okay, you just came in. I strongly suggest that you look at this is my third one, the first one and second one, and then you kind of get an idea of what we're talking about. Also, I'm telling you, I'm really happy. You guys have been pushing the thumb and all that, and pushing the other button. And things are looking pretty good. And then you got some of you, I really appreciate it. You guys put some comments in there. And I read the comments. I said, well, hey, okay, fine, now. Because the thing is, I want this show is for you, okay? So anyway, we've been talking, I've been talking about Wilbur Shaw, Uncle Phil's driver, and everything. And I'm not wrapping him up, but because it's Uncle Phil's driver. I mean, I got to really cover Uncle Phil's driver. But anyhow, just to give you a few facts. 1937, 1939, and 1940, he won the Indy 500. Okay? And he would have won, and of course it's typical racing, woulda, coulda, shoulda, whatever. He broke, a wheel broke. See, in the morning, there was this big fire, you know. I mean, the gasoline alley caught on fire, and they were saving the cars, and they were saving the equipment and everything else. Well, they cracked the wheel during practice. Then they marked it, you know. Well, why they didn't throw the damn thing away? Maybe it was under warranty. Heck, I don't know. I don't think there's anything warranted in racing. But anyway, I don't know. They kept it. And then when they got the stuff out, saving stuff from the fire, their mark got marked off, rubbed off. And they couldn't tell. And they put that sucker on. He had like a 2-minute lead. He was going to win. Hang on, the 1941 Indy 500. He would have won 3 in a row. Well, that wheel, I think it was on don't quote me on this, but I think it was the left rear. No, the right rear. Yeah, I write with this hand. Anyway, the right rear, I think that's the one that broke. Going into turn 1, he spun, he went in, okay, I'm just going to say it, ass in first. Okay, he broke his back, and it ended his career. Okay? Yeah, that ended his career. So, that's racing. That's what happens. Okay? You got the big lead, everything's going great, and everything going wrong. Nobody really made them. Well, they should have threw the damn wheel away, but they didn't. And, there you go. She's all over. Okay. So, anyway, I read in your comments and stuff, and I really appreciate that, because if I know what you guys want, then I can kind of tweak it, like you do a racing engine. You go in there, or your chassis, you go in there and you tweak on her, You get that sucker set up on. Oh, I'm a little loose, by the way. Jeez, OP. I'm a little loose. Come on. That's my handle. But, you tweak on it, and you get that sucker so she's running rails, Of course, if you can drive a car loose on the razor's edge, you're going to be faster than everybody else. That's why they called me Little Loose way back when at the other speedway, And by the way, I'm sorry, I haven't had hardly any sleep. I've been working harder than you can believe. And, I'm not whining. But you know what my theory is? If you don't show God you got desire, He ain't going to help you much. Well, and He's the kind of hard guy to convince. But anyhow, and if you don't believe in God, that's fine. I don't care. Anyhow, that's that, everything else. Now, I want to show you guys this is Speed Sport magazine. Okay? I used to sell this paper, Speedport News, best paper in the world. Every race driver read it. And I mean in every garage, everywhere throughout the nation. And I don't care if they was running, whatever they were running, whether they was at Le Mans or wherever. I'm going to butcher this name. Chris Economaki, one of the greatest guys, done more for the sport of racing than you can shake a stick at. He was the editor and everything else. And then what happened was, the internet. The internet come along. And they wiped their paper out. Everybody quit buying their paper, and I don't know why. I was sick as a dove on my last. I probably got it somewhere. But anyway, my last speech sport come. Oh my God. Well, they came out with this magazine, okay? And that's every month. And I mean, there's everything in here. I'm telling you. I mean, they cover everything. Drag racing, I don't care. They cover racing. And the articles are written by people that love the sport. And, geez, great pictures. Look at that one. There's old, yeah, that's old Larson, old Young Money. That's the Young Money there. Yeah, he showed them, didn't he? Yeah, he showed them. They thought they were going to ruin that kid. They thought they were going to put him out to pasture. Guess what? Cup champion. Okay? And that sucker won I don't know how many races. I mean, he drags everything. I'm telling you what, honest to gosh, I honestly think that he's going to be the greatest race driver ever. Better than A.J. Foyt and Mario Andretti, hell, you name them, shit. I'm telling you, this kid, Young Money, and I've been following him for years. Oh, I've been following this kid for a long time. I mean, I go to racetracks. So anyway, and speaking of that, I know we're talking IndyCar and all that. Okay, we're talking, and I guess I got the damn hat on. But anyhow, yeah, IndyCar, yeah. But there's all kinds of other racing. But the thing is, and every series is different. And I mean, and then you got different surfaces. You got concrete, you got asphalt, you got dirt. And each surface is different. And here's the bone I got to pick. I probably shouldn't pick it. Because it'll probably be negative. But anyway, this summer, as soon as the season gets started, I'm going to take you to the racetrack. And I don't know, we might talk to fans or whatever. I'll talk to a few drivers. I'm setting up interviews. Or, I've got to get a hold of the track owners. The tracks that are close to me is South Bend, that's 45 minutes away. The world's fastest quarter mile, asphalt. And we got Plymouth Speedway that just took all the dirt out. And they went back to asphalt, and I heard rumors they resurfaced that sucker. And I'm going to tell you something. That was one of the best 3/8 mile asphalt tracks I've ever been to. Oh, speaking of that, there, look. Manzanita. Yeah. Now this, I love Indianapolis. Don't kid yourself. But this track, and it's close. But anyhow, man, this is the best track I've ever been to. Out in Phoenix, Arizona. Down on 38th Street, I think it was. And I'll tell you what, I'll have to tell you a story about the first time I went to Manzanita. You ain't gonna believe it. I'm telling you, it was rougher than a cop down there. I had my sons with me, And I told my sons, I said, man, we're getting the hell out of here. I pulled in the parking lot, and it was a mess. I mean, my God. One night, a guy fell off the grandstands. This was like, I went there for, 15, 20 years in a row. But anyway, guy fell off the grandstand, and here come the ambulance. He couldn't get in there. He couldn't get in there to get the guy. You know what they had to do? They had to unload the gurney, or whatever you call that thing, and they had to take it through the parking lot and pick the guy up and take him back and put him in the ambulance because they couldn't get there. I'm telling you. And the thing that was great is, okay, turns 1 and 2, turn 1, there was a liquor store outside the track. And the saying was, hey, you flip out of turn 1 and go buy a bottle of booze, at the liquor store. At the other end, 3 and 4, there's a junkyard. And the thing is, I don't know if the junkyard guy did it or what, but they piled cars on top of each other. Big stack. I mean, they're right outside the wall, turn 3 and 4. And the kids in the neighborhood, they'd come, and I guess they had access to the junkyard, I don't know, but anyway, they'd climb up on these cars, they're sitting on top of cars, they're 15, 20 feet in the air, And I tell you what, I get to racetracks early. I want to see them water the track. I want to see this. I want to see that. I mean, hey, I'm in heaven. I'm at a speedway. And I went there early one night, and gosh darn it. But anyway, I went there early one night. Early. Matter of fact, I got there, and the gates weren't open, and they opened the gates so I could go in, which I paid, and guess what they did? They closed the gate. That's how early I was. Anyway, here comes, I'll tell you, the most devoted race fans I've ever seen in my life. Oh man, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, brings these kids down there, neighborhood kids, I guess. And I'm down in exit of turn 4, which I don't, but anyway, that's not really the good place to sit. But anyway, that's where it was that night. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. But anyhow, that's where I was. And he tells these kids, he gave them all, I don't know how much money he gave. But anyway, he reached in his pocket and he handed out this money to these kids. You guys can go down to the concession stand and get what you want. Enjoy the races, kids. Have a good time. Go to the concession stand. I'll give you some money. That's racing. That's the way racing is, And the thing is, and hey, he didn't go down and say, hey, I'll give these kids this. No, he gave them kids and he went on his way. That's racing. That's the racing community. But anyway, before he left, he says, I'm going to tell you guys one thing. There was a group of them. They was in the bottom of this, there, on the whatever. He goes, one of you guys, if you step out of line 1 inch, you are out of here, and I guarantee you, you'll never come back. Now that's racing. He didn't want them kids running around there. Hell, they didn't pay to get in. He gave them money for the concession stand, and the very least they can do is behave themselves, right? That's Manzanita Speedway, one of the greatest speedways I've ever been to. And man, oh man, I gotta tell you one more story. As I get there early, here comes this guy and his buddies, and he's in a wheelchair, okay? And they're wheeling him up. Now it's early. They're still watering the track, They wheel him up, and this wasn't just one night I seen this. I seen this every time I went. Anyway, they'd wheel him up, and his buddies would get him up out of the wheelchair. And they would do like that fireman's carry or whatever, whatever. They carried that guy to the very top row of the grandstand. And then they started drinking beer and was having a hell of a good time. See? That's a race fan, man. And that's having good racing buddies. They seen to it that he got to go to the races. And whatever reason he was in, he might have been a race driver. He flipped and broke his neck and he's paralyzed. It happens all the time. This is not a sissy business, man. I'm telling you. You gotta be tough. You gotta have desire. You gotta have all that stuff to drive a race car. Okay? And, man, I gotta get going. I am so sorry. Like I said, now, I'm a little loose, all right? And thumbs up, thumbs down, because that makes these guys happy back here. Oh, they're pretty happy right now. I got to keep them happy. They'll take me off the air. Anyhow, thumbs up, thumbs down. If you would, I'd really appreciate it if you would push the subscribe button. Don't cost nothing. Don't cost you a thing. It really helps me out, and that keeps them SOBs off my back. Okay? They're nice fellas, don't get me wrong. They got a business to run, And, they got rules and all that stuff. Anyhow, man, I sure appreciate your support. You don't know how much it means to me. You don't know how much this show means to me. you know, and we're going to have a lot of fun, especially when the season gets started and we can get out and start doing some things. Also, like I told you in the last episode, I got a big show planned. I mean, it's a big one, and you don't want to miss it. It has nothing to do with racing, okay? I'll give you just a little tidbit. It's about it's kind of about Little Loose a little bit. Good friend of mine, he agreed to do an interview, and I'll guarantee you, this interview is going to be worth seeing. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a great show. I really appreciate it. Please, stay tuned. If you don't want to watch me, don't watch me. I don't care. Okay, I'm just doing this for fun. All right? Oh, yeah, Street Sport. Oh, and once again, now, Rowdy. Now, Kyle Busch don't give me a dime. But by gosh, I'm going to do this. Okay, hang on. This is what the race drivers do, the big time race drivers. Well, they take their, and then they go on with their interview. You know what? That pays big money to do that. No, Kyle ain't sending me no money. I like Kyle, okay? I mean, a lot of guys hate him. Kyle Busch. A lot of guys hate him. And, that's fine. That's racing, right? We're not out here to make friends, But then on the other side of the coin, the guy gets in trouble. Hey, we're going to help him out. Hey, I got to go, okay? Because I got so much stuff to do. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. See you next episode. This is episode 3. And if you would, go back and see episode 1 and 2. Put down your comments. I do if I can, okay? I try to read them. I try to keep up on them because I want to know what you guys are thinking, because this show's for you. And we're going to get into some real racing. It ain't going to be long. All right. Have a good day, guys. And, make somebody's day. Just make somebody's day. All right. Thanks. Bye.